boys and girls. Welcome back. I hope that you've had some fun on the computer, doing some different stuff these last couple of days, and hoping that you find it a little easier since you've got a couple of days under your belt. So today we're going to be practicing our spelling words with our letters that we sent to you. So hopefully you had a chance to print them out and cut them apart. If you didn't, that's okay, because I'll build the words with you. You just can say the sounds and say the words with me. And if you did cut them out, make sure that you have them with you before we start so that you can build with me. But before we do that, we are going to start by reviewing some sounds, echoing some sounds, because at the beginning of every lesson we always practice a few sounds. And we always do our vowels, because vowels, can be a little bit harder or tricky sometimes because they have two sounds and some of them sound kind of the same sometimes, right? So I'm going to say a sound and then I want you to repeat the sound after me, just like you would do if you had echo owl there, okay? So I'll point to it and then I want you to repeat the sound. So I'm going to say the short sound first and then I'll say the long sound. So you say A, apple, ah. A, apple, ah. Then I'm going to say A, safe, A. And you say A, safe, A. Then we go to E, and you repeat E, ed, eh. And then say E, peat, E. And now we go to I, and you say I, itch, I. And then I, pine, I. Okay, you repeat O, octopus, ah. And then O, home, O. And then the last one, you say U, up, ah. And then remember, the long vowel has two sounds. So first say U, mule, U. And then say U, rule, oo. All right, good job. So now let's look down here, and I've got all of our vowel teams. Remember we were learning our vowel teams? Okay, so vowel teams are two letters that work together, and most of them are vowels. I see a few that aren't really vowels, but they're called vowel teams, right? They work together as a team. So I'm just going to choose a few because that's a lot, right? And that's like, remember a big poster? It's a lot of sounds to say. So we usually just choose about 5 or so that are our favorite ones. So I'm going to say them and you repeat after me. Let's do AY, play, A. Okay, and then you say EE, jeep, E. And my kids know this is one of my favorites, so I have to do it. OE, toe, O. I think it sounds kind of funny, right? Now I'm looking at these two, and like most of our vowel teams, the first vowel says its name, and the second vowel just kind of hangs out, right? But some of these are not like that. These are not like that, and these are not like that, right? And so I'm just going to do a couple of these that aren't like that. So let's try OI, coin, oi. You've probably been seeing that word a lot in math, right? Coin. And then let's do our vowel team in our spelling word new. So you say EW, chew, oo. And let's do one more like in the month, August, and say AU, August, ah. All right, good job. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about our word of the day cards. Because remember, sometimes we have a word of the day. Right? And this one is one that we did yesterday. Remember this word, inches, that we did? Not yesterday, Monday. We did Monday. And we talked about the base word. Do you remember what the base word is? Right, inch. So you know, if you have a ruler, that the one little part of the ruler is called an inch, right? And if you have the whole 12 ruler, it's 12 inches, it's inches, right? 12 inches. And so we know inches is a word that is used to measure something, right? Remember, guys, when you did measure up, we measured how long something is and how tall something is using inches, Right? So it's a kind of way to measure something, which is something that we'll be learning in math soon. Okay, and then we have our other word, finishes. So do you know what the base word of that one would be? Right, finish. Right? So finish is a little different than some of our words that we have that mean more than one, that are plural. Because finish is actually a verb. Can you tell me what a verb is? Yeah, don't have to raise your hand, just say it. Yeah, it's an action word, right? It's something you could do. Finish is something you do. And we have to say finishes just because it would sound really silly not to put es at the end. So let's say we had the sentence, she finished her work. It sounds a little weird, right? So we wouldn't say that. We would say she finishes her work. Okay, so sometimes es and s come at the end of words that are verbs. So let's look at our base word finish. Okay, finish has two puffs of air when I say it, unlike our other word, inch. So we learned that a syllable is like a puff of air, right? So when I say inch, you can do it with me, inch. I only feel one puff. But when I say finish, I feel two, fin-ish. So I know this is a two-syllable word. Now we have learned about two-syllable words before, right? We can have two closed syllable words, or we can have a closed syllable and vowel consonant E word. Do you see a vowel consonant E in this word? No, I don't either. So that tells me, pretty sure it's two closed syllables. So let's see. The first one is fin. Yep, I see that it's got a vowel, the door's closed, and it says I, right? And then I have ish. Yep, it's got a vowel, the door's closed, and it says I. So this would be a two-syllable word, finish. This is going to be a word that we are not going to be able to make today. Anyone tell me why? Yeah, it's got two eyes. We do not have two eyes in our letter cards, right? So this is a word we can't make. There's another word we can't make, and I'll see if you know what that one is later. All right, so if you have your letters, get your letters, and let's make a couple of our spelling words. Now, hopefully you were able to make a little suffix frame. Remember, we use this blank suffix frame because we've got lots of different suffixes. Okay, remember what all we've learned already? We've learned s, we've learned ing, we've learned ed, and now we're doing es. And there are lots of other suffixes. So that would cover our board, right? So we just kind of use this blank one, and we just pretend it's got whatever suffix we need. Okay, so let's look at one of our words. Let's look at our word. Let's see, which one of these should we do? I kind of like the word branches. I like branches. Let's try branches. Okay, so let's tap it first. I hear b, and ch. Branch, branches. Okay, so let's see. I hear burr. I know that's a blend. So I hear b, And then I hear a glued sound, an. Remember what says an? A-N. So I have bran, and then I hear ch, and I know that's digraph ch. Okay, so a base word is branch, and then I'm going to bring down my suffix frame to say branch is. And usually whenever I spell the words back, I say clear the deck and let's spell it back. So see if you can do that with me. B, R, A, N, C, H, then E, S, of course, right? All right, let's see. Let's look at our other words. Let's make another word. Let's make the word bosses, right? So we all have bosses. We have bosses even at school, right? So let's see. Let's tap it first. So I hear b-a-s, boss, bosses. So we have our B again. Then I hear ah. And then I No, that's going to be two S's because that said ah before the S. So we have our base word boss, and more than one, we have bosses, right? So now let's clear the deck and we'll spell it back. B O S S and then suffix ES, right? Okay, let's see. Is there another one on here that we could not do? Does anyone see what it is? Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's at the bottom. Yeah, we can't do quizzes because we don't have two Z's. And remember yesterday we said it's a special rule that we have to add a Z before we add ES to the word quiz. It's just Echo Owl's rule. Okay, so I want you to take the next few minutes and I want you to build some more of your spelling words and just choose some of your favorite words. All the other words we're able to build besides finishes and quizzes. So see if you can build the rest of them by yourself and make sure you're tapping them out. And tomorrow we're going to use our composition book and I'm going to have you write your letters, your sounds and your words and a sentence, okay? So until then, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.